Morning, folks. This is Mike Montgomery in the study. Here we are on May 15th of 2017, and I want to come back with you some more thoughts on, if you might need an ambulance, or you might need to call an ambulance spiritually if these things are coming out of your mouth. We said last time that the words of our mouth are the barometer of our heart. They expose what's going on the inside. And I think that's so true, and it's never more true when somebody is saying this, and this is the phrase that I want to deal with today: I can handle this alone. And there is in our culture a overemphasis on the individual's ability to accomplish everything, and that and we were taught this from the Disney Channel all the way through school. If you believe in yourself, you can do anything. Well, that's just silly. First off, God did not intend for us to live on our own. Even Romans chapter number 14 says, "No man lives to himself or dies to himself." There is a connection that ought to be there in society, and God has given us those roles in our life to help us go through. And so when we're walking with an independent language, or talking with an independent language rather, that says, I can handle this on my own, I can handle this alone, I don't need anybody else's help, I don't need counsel, I don't need family, I don't need to tell my wife, I don't need to confess my sin, I don't need to address anything, I can handle this on my own. When we have that language in it, it's time to do a heart check, because ultimately we're denying the help of the God-given resources that He's placed in our life. And God, first off, has given us family that ought to rally around us in times that we need the help that we need, whether it be spiritual lack because you've got a besetting sin that you're dealing with, or it be just the depressions of life that come upon us, or it be just the underlying issues that we're not dealing with. But when you say, I can do this on my own, you're lying to yourself and you're lying to others around you. And it's actually the root symptom of that is pride. Ultimately pride. And and the biggest one, I can handle this on my own, or I can handle this alone, is often manifested in, I don't need the church. And people give me all kinds of reasons why they don't need the church. Well, I don't have to go to church to pray. I don't have to go to church to read my Bible. I don't have to go to church to do these things. And the fact is, when you minimize the assembly of God's people, you are not minimizing any local assembly, but you're minimizing God's plan, and you're cutting off your nose to spite your face. The church was given to you to help you through the areas. Now, you might say, well, I was in church once and I got burned. You're lying to yourself again if you're avoiding all churches because one church was bad. You never do that with a grocery store. You never do that with a restaurant. You don't turn off all churches or all restaurants because you got one bad meal. You don't turn off all grocery stores because you got one bad experience of customer service. You're using those avenues. And I want to challenge you to get connected to a local assembly, get over yourself, humble yourself, and reach into the relationships around you to help you overcome the besetting sin you're dealing with, to help you just walk through life in general. We need one another, and nobody is strong enough to separate themselves from the whole and get by. And so I challenge you this morning that you will not, if you're hearing those words come out of your mouth, that you'll do a heart check this morning. All right, God bless you. We'll talk to you again next time in the study. Thanks.